Hey, I'd like to welcome everybody to this topic of discussion that I want to have today. Today's topic is based on fairness, justice, equality. And I picked this topic because I come to learn that somewhere in this system, there is no fairness and there is no equality, nor is there justice. Now, myself as a ex-felon, an convicted convict, going through the system, and after going through the system and coming home and while incarcerated, learning how to reform. And when I say reform, I mean like think different, act different, do things different, and try to live life on what they say, life on life's terms. But coming home and trying to start that new start, I find that they constantly, hold our past against us. And I can say this earnestly because, applications, they ask you, have you ever been convicted of a felony? Okay, cool. They got the right to ask that question. So you say yes, you know what I mean? But then when they go into wanting to know the actual depths of the conviction, no matter how old they are, here comes the injustice. Here comes the lack of equality. Here comes that fairness that we should have. Myself and I'm basically deal with myself at the moment. Being home from prison, after serving 13 years and 5 months straight in the penitentiary, coming home from prison now, I'm being home 13 years and reaching out to try to find employment. I came into a situation where I did the application for the state, and I answered all the questions honestly. They asked me, have I ever been convicted of a felony? I put yes. They basically asked me what was the conditions of the conviction. So I used the most recent conviction that I had, which is 16 years old. And it was an accident involving death. So I put that on there, because, I feel like, if you want to know about something, know about that. Because everything else is even older than that. One of my convictions actually is 37 years old. And me personally, I'm not going to be a victim to the past history of my life. 24 years ago, I was an active addict. I used to use narcotics, and I lived by the life of the code of the streets. I was a street hustler. I was a drug dealer. As well as being a drug addict. But now, 23 going on 24, actually, it'll be 24 years this month that I ain't been involved in drugs and alcohol under usage. And now I come to, trying to find some equal opportunity in employment, so I don't have to revert back to the street life, selling narcotics and carrying guns and, violating people and violating myself and my family. And I, they broadened about the application after that. Well, after the application, in the interview, they got this other piece of paper, and this other piece of paper, one, is asking for some like real downright personal information that I feel though is very detrimental to myself, as with the things that are going on in our country, especially identity theft. And you don't know who's getting this paper, where this paper is going, where this paper is going to sit at, who all's going to see this paper, and then they want a lot of personal information. So I, asked the questions about, is it really necessary that I put this information on this paper? Because the application already stated. Plus, in that application, there was also a spot on there where it asked me for my social security number and, like my date of birth, as well as my full spelling of my name, so they could do a criminal background check. Okay, cool. I'll let you do that because I'm trying to get a job. But then I get to this interview and they want me to write down all my convictions. And it states all your convictions. Write down the convictions, what the sentences was, when they occurred. I'm like, are you kidding me? Again, like I said, one of my convictions is 37 years old. Now, do you think I'm going to let myself be haunted by something 37 years ago? Now, mind you, after serving 13 years and 5 months in the penitentiary, I come home, I start an organization, I become a community activist, I become a mentor, a motivational speaker, I become a devoted person to, uprising our community, trying to grip our communities back into some order, educating young brothers as a sponsor, as a mentor, as a motivator to doing things more positive than I did when it was my turn in life. Also, but now they don't ask me about those things. The more important things, like what have I done since being released from incarceration? The important things. Where I have built myself up in the community and things like that. You want to keep going back to 37 years ago to convictions in my life. And I feel though that's one is, for me, like I told them, this is a bias form. And it's racially biased and it's discriminatory. Because it discriminate in what I came here to do. I came to get a job. I come to get hired. I didn't come to get broadened about my past. I didn't come really even to talk about my past, period. I want to know about, can I do the job? Am I qualified to do the job? Yes. That's what I want to do. I don't want to be in competition with whoever else is filling out applications for this job. Either you're going to hire me or you're not.